Gladiators. Right now, it is actually the Cardinals on defense. So pitching for the Cardinals is going to be number 4, Evan Burden. As we're going to have ball number 1 off of the first pitch. Batting for the Gladiators is going to be number 6, Axel Ibarra. Ibarra with a 1-0 count. And we're going to make that ball number 2. So a 2-0 count for Ibarra. And on deck to bat next is going to be number 13, JJ Trevino, who is also going to be pitching tonight for the Roma Gladiators. And Burden's going to give Ibarra ball number 3. We'll look to see if he can change the course of this at-bat for Alex Ibarra. Ibarra thought he was going to get a nice little stroll to first base, but the umpire is going to call it a strike. So strike number 1, now a 3-1 count for Axel Ibarra. Batting for the Roma Gladiators. He's going to get a hit off straight to the shortstop, caught by Lessie, and straight to first base, and that's going to be out number 1. So now 1 out for the Gladiators. And now next to bat for Roma is going to be number 13, JJ Trevino. And Trevino's going to get a hit off of the first pitch straight to the center fieldman, and he's going to get to first base with ease. So now a runner on first for Roma, and now headed to the plate is going to be number 3, Alejandro. Alejandro Cantu. For the Roma Gladiators. And Roma is going to bring in a courtesy runner for Trevino. It's going to be number 4, Elian Guerra. It's courtesy running for JJ Trevino. So a clean count for Cantu and 1 strikeout, or just 1 out. And that's going to fall just a bit low for ball number 1, 1-0 count here at the top of the first. A hit off for Cantu straight to the shortstop. Out number 1 and straight to the first base. And the umpire's going to call that out for a nice double play. So 2 outs right there. And that's going to send us to the bottom of the first. So bottom of the first, we'll be right back here with Real Sports Live. Stay tuned.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD.
We're back here, bottom of the first now. Harlingen Cardinals up to bat. First at bat is going to be number 17, Thomas Lissy, for the Harlingen Cardinals. Pitching for the Roma Gladiators is going to be number 13, JJ Trevino. And Lissy's going to hit that out straight to the second baseman, and that's going to be an out. So 1 out for Harlingen. Now stepping to the plate next is going to be number 15, Jacob Marroquin. So Marroquin getting a hit off to the shortstop, and that's going to be a quick out once again, out number 2. So next up to bat for the Cardinals is going to be Jeremy Cavazos, number 12, at the plate. That's going to be strike number 1, straight to the catcher's glove. And strike number that's going to be out number 3, straight to the right fieldman. So the count's not going to matter, as now we're heading to the top of the second. 3 outs, 3 at bats for both teams, and the Cardinals will be taking the field to get a nice warm-up in. We'll be right back with the top of the second here with the Real Sports Live.
Tradition.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Here at Arkham Comics, we specialize in vintage comics, figurines, collectible cards, posters, DC, Marvel, Image, Top Cow, Dark Horse, and anything that really caters to comics.
Back here, top of the second with Real Sports live at Cherryland Pioneer High School in the South Texas Showdown tournament. Now batting for the Roma Gladiators is going to be number 24, Gabriel Garcia. That pitch is going to be out of the range. Just getting his knees for ball number 1. Garcia getting a hit off is going to foul that one, so strike number 1. Now in a 1-1 count. On deck to bat for the Gladiators will be number 9, Ricky Ruiz. We're going to get strike number 2 after that last pitch. We'll see if Burden can seal the deal here against Garcia. Stuck in a 1-2 count. And he's going to get that one off, floating it to center field. And that's going to be out number 1. So now 1 out for the Gladiators, and Ricky Ruiz stepping to the plate now. On deck to bat right after Ruiz will be number 10, Randy Marroquin. Ruiz hitting that, splitting left and center, heading to first, and he's gonna round that to second, and that's where he's gonna reside. So a runner on second base, Ricky Ruiz. Now heading to the plate is number 10, Randy Marroquin, and on deck will be number 11, that's going to be Rick Hernandez. It's going to be ball number 1. Another windy day, just as it was yesterday. Marroquin going to sail that one. Fall between the second baseman and the right fielder. So now the Gladiators going to have a runner on first and second, with still just 1 out. Now Rick Hernandez heading to the plate. That falls in the dirt for ball number 1. Hernandez working with the runner on first and a runner on second. Falling into the dirt, going right between the catcher's legs. It's going to be the runners advancing a base, so a runner on second and a runner on third now. All Hernandez has to do is get an RBI, or just split it the way his teammates have been, somewhere down the field. And Roma will have some points on the board. That's going to be ball number 3, signaled by the umpire, so 3-0 count now. And he will be getting walked to first base with the 4th ball, so now bases loaded. It's going to be number 8, Julio de la Garza, now stepping to the plate with bases loaded, an opportunity to get 4 points on the board for his Gladiators. Still just 1 out here at the top of the second. And De La Garza is going to foul that one off. Not able to keep it in between the lines. Bases loaded for De La Garza. Now we will resume play. A swing and a miss for strike number 2. De La Garza gets ball number 1, so now a 1-2 count. And Burden with the advantage over De La Garza right now. See if he can capitalize on this next pitch and send De La Garza back to the dugout. And that's going to be foul ball number 2. Just still a 1-2 count. On deck to bat will be David Clark for the Gladiators. The Garza is going to hit it shortly. That's going to be out number 1 as they hope for 2. And the umpire is going to give it to them. So that's going to be 2 outs on that play for the Harlingen Cardinals. And that's going to do it. So we'll be heading to the bottom of the second. Cardinals up next to bat here on Real Sports Live.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Real Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen. Visit RGV Hometown Pharmacy and Natalie's Gifts and more. We are dedicated to providing outstanding customer service and patient care. See us today to experience the RGV Hometown Pharmacy difference. Let our family take care of yours. Call 956-496-2093.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And he throws.
We're back here, bottom of the second, batting for the Harlingen Cardinals. Is going to be number 19, Angel Ortiz. JJ Trevino still at the mound for the Roma Gladiators. That's going to be strike number 1. Stuck in a 2-1 count right now for Ortiz. On deck to bat is going to be number 9, Ethan Cepeda. And that's going to fall low for ball number 3. So now in a 3-2 count is what Ortiz is working with. A 3-1 count, excuse me. He's going to hit that straight to the second baseman, just missing it, tipping his glove. And now headed to the plate is going to be number 9, Ethan Cepeda. On deck to bat will be Hunter Rodriguez. So Cardinals with a runner on first. A clean count, and Cepeda at the plate. Gonna try and steal second, missing it, but he's able to get there. So that's gonna be a runner on second now for Cepeda, and ball number 1. That's Ortiz able to make it to second base. Cepeda hitting that, just missing the second baseman. Ortiz gonna round to third, gonna stay there. So now a runner on first and a runner on third for the Cardinals. And now headed to the plate is gonna be number 10, Hunter Rodriguez. Swing and a miss for Rodriguez. 0-1 count early. On deck is going to be Ricky Montelongo, next to bat for the Cardinals. A nice distraction play as Ortiz is able to score 1. So Cardinals coming in. And now heading back to the dugout will be number 9, Cepeda, as he gives himself up. So not just a runner, no runners on any bases for the Cardinals. Rodriguez has an opportunity to change that. Ball number 1, so 1-1 count now for Rodriguez. Montelongo still on deck. Hitting it, falling to the glove of the third baseman, and that's going to be out number 2 for the Cardinals. Montelongo now heading to the plate. On deck will be number 4, Evan Burden. It's actually going to be number 8, Gabriel Gonzalez, on deck. That's going to be strike number 1 for Montelongo. And he's going to foul that one, so strike 2, 0-2 count. That's going to be way off the mark for ball number 1. So now a 1-2 count. Montelongo's going to get walked to first base after being hit in the arm. So that brings on Gabriel Gonzalez with a runner on first and 2 outs to work with. Ball number 1. Swing and a miss for Gonzalez for strike number 1. Now a 1-1 count and a runner on first, working with 2 outs. If Gonzalez can escape, Trevino next at bat for the Cardinals will be number 7, Ruben Garcia. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. So now a 1-2 count. Basin trying to talk some stuff over with his pitcher. A swing and a miss for strike number 3, and that's going to take us now to the top of the 3rd. Roma up next to bat. We'll be right back. I'm Brandon Guzman with The Real Sports Live.
See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Davian Clark now at the plate here at the top of the 3rd for the Roma Gladiators. That first pitch was a foul ball, first hit. So an 0-1 count early for Clark down on Burden. And That's going to be foul ball number 2. Getting it way left. Two count for Clark. And that's going to be strike number 3, and he's headed back to the dugout. Now coming to the plate is going to be number 6, Axel Ibarra, as a lineup resets for Roma. Ibarra now working just with 1 out, no runners on. Down by 1 here in the top of the 3rd. Fall just a bit to the right for ball number 1, so 1-0 count early for Ibarra. Able to hit that, an error by the 3rd baseman, and the shortstop is gonna get Ibarra running to first safely. So now headed to the plate is number 13, JJ Trevino. And fouling that one out of the park. To the right is going to be strike number 1, so an 0-1 count for Trevino with the runner on first as he takes a little break. Ball 1, so now 1-1 count for Trevino. So strike number 2 for JJ Trevino with a 1-2 count at the plate still. Runner on first. And that's going to be a nice out right there. So it's going to be ball number 2 and another out for the Gladiators, as Clark was trying to, or excuse me, that was Ibarra trying to steal second. So no runners on. That's swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike number 3 and out number 3. And we're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. Right after this commercial break here with Real Sports Live.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Bottom of the third now here at Pioneer High School in Mission, Texas. Harlingen up 1-0 as they're back at the plate to bat. It's going to be number 7, Ruben Garcia, batting for the Cardinals now. Still pitching is number 13, JJ Trevino, for the Roma Gladiators. Falling into the dirt for ball number 1. And that's going to hit Garcia right in the leg, so he's going to be walking his way to first base. As the lineup resets, Thomas Lissy will be heading to the plate now to bat. On deck is going to be number 15, Jacob Marroquin, for the Cardinals. Trevino trying to throw out first. Unsuccessful. That falls into the dirt. So ball number 1 for Lissy now. Lissy fouling that out of the park to the left side for strike number 1. 1-1 count as he heads back to the plate. He's gonna swing that straight, splitting center and right, as he's gonna have runners rounding third, scoring 1, and Lissy's gonna reside at third base. So a nice run right there for Thomas Lissy. Nice hit and run and an RBI. So the runner from first scored. That's gonna be score number 2 for the Cardinals as the lineup, as the count resets. Jacob Marroquin is now headed to the plate. Still no outs for the Cardinals after they just scored one. As that's going to be a high ball. So ball number 1. Ball number 2, so a 2-0 count for Marroquin. And he's going to hit that off for the first foul ball of his at bat here. So now a 2-1 count, strike number 1. As he hits that shortstop, missing it, and Thomas Lissi's gonna walk his way to home plate. As Marroquin is able to get to first, a runner now on first, still no outs. As the Cardinals scoring 2 runs just then, now headed to the plate is gonna be number 12, Jeremy Cavazos for the Cardinals with a runner on first. Cavazos hitting that, trying to split left and center. It's going to go straight to the left fieldman for out number 1. As the wind picks up once again here. It's been windy all week. Be strike number 1. It's actually going to be Angel Ortiz at the plate, not Jeremy Cavazos. So an 0-1 count early. Trevino trying to throw out the runner at first, unsuccessful. Ball number 1 just now, 1-1 count for Ortiz. Ball number 2, 2-1 count signaled by the umpire. That's going to be ball number 3. So one more ball by Trevino, and Ortiz is going to walk his way to first. That's going to put a runner on first and second for the Cardinals. And that's what is going to happen. So now a runner on first and second for Harlingen. And now headed to the plate is going to be number 9, Ethan Cepeda. Still just 1 out. Cardinals up 3-0. Ball just a bit high. The catcher had to stand up for that one, so a 1-0 count now. Fouling that one right behind the press box for strike one. 1-1 count for Cepeda. On deck is going to be number 10, Hunter Rodriguez. Next at bat for the Cardinals. And that's going to be strike number 2 for Cepeda. Now stuck in a 1-2 count. It's going to be a high ball for ball number 2, so an even 2-2 count for Ethan Cepeda. And hitting that straight towards center, falling between the shortstop and the center fieldman. They're gonna get one out. But that's gonna put a runner on first and a runner on third for the Cardinals. So now Hunter Rodriguez headed to the plate with 2 outs, a runner on first and a runner on third. We'll see if he can score another run here for his Cardinals. Strike number 1. As the umpire is going to call strike number 3. So now we're headed to the top of the 4th, as the Cardinals were able to score 2 points on their last inning just right now. We'll be right back. Brandon Guzman here with Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Here at Arkham Comics, we specialize in vintage comics, figurines, collectible cards, posters, DC, Marvel, Image, Top Cow, Dark Horse, and anything that really caters to comics.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down.
Back here, top of the 4th. Now batting is the Roma Gladiators. It's going to be number 3, Alejandro Cantu. As he's going to foul that on the first hit, so an 0-1 count early. And he's straight into the sky, and it's going to be caught by the third baseman for out number 1. So now stepping to the plate for the Gladiators is number 24, Gabriel Garcia, working with 1 out. Almost hitting Garcia the side of the head. It's going to be ball number 1. Ball number 2. Now a 2-0 count for Garcia. Still at the plate, 1 out. And that's going to be out number 2. So now headed to the plate next is going to be number 9, Ricky Ruiz. Ricky Ruiz getting ball number 1, so 1-0 count early with 2 outs. Hoping not to be the third, as he's going to want a little breather to reset. And the umpire's going to signal strike number 1. 1-1 count now for Ruiz. As Ruiz is going to hit that off to center field and make it to first base. So run on first now. And batting next is going to be number 10, Randy Marroquin for the Gladiators. We're going to get ball number 1, so 1-0 count for Marroquin. As strike number 1 follows right after the first ball, so 1-1 count for Marroquin with a runner on first and 2 outs. That was a bit close to Rodriguez's body. It's going to be ball number 1. Almost getting a free walk to first. On deck is going to be number 13, Ricky Montelongo. As Rodriguez is going to foul that for strike number 1. So now a 1-1 count for Rodriguez. The umpire is going to call that a foul ball, so it's going to be strike number 2. So now a 1-2 count for Rodriguez. Trying to dig himself out of this hole right here. That's going to fall in the dirt for ball number 2. So an even 2-2 count. And that's going to do it. So Rodriguez will be walking back to the dugout as Ricky Montelongo heads to the plate. On deck is going to be number 8, Gabriel Gonzalez. Right after Montelongo gets his turn at bat. Working with 1 out, no runners on. Falling into the dirt for ball number 1. We're going to get strike number 1 here from Montelongo. 1-1 count now. 2-1 count, excuse me. With 1 out. And Montelongo's going to get the 3rd ball, so 3-1. 1 more and he'll be making his way to first. He's going to hit that. That's going to be a foul ball. It's not a 3-2 count. Can go either way here for Trevino or Montelongo. And he's going to hit that. First baseman's going to miss it. Montelongo making his way to first base. So a runner on a base. It's going to be Ricky Montelongo. Now headed to the plate is going to be number 8, Gabriel Gonzalez. On deck is going to be Ruben Garcia for the Cardinals. That's going to be high for ball number 1. Falling into the catcher's glove perfectly is going to be strike number 1 for Gonzalez. Now in a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike, working with 1 out and a runner on first base. As Trevino tries to throw out the runner at first, unsuccessful. We're going to get ball number 2 for Gonzalez, so a 2-1 count now. fouling that out of the park right behind the press box. Going to be strike number 2. So an even 2-2 count for Gonzalez. Still at the plate. Trevino trying to throw out the runner at first once again. Umpire's going to call him safe. As Montelongo tries to steal second, it's going to get him out. So that's going to be out number 2. And ball number 3. So a 3-2 count for Gonzalez at the plate. Count and 2 outs, no runners on the base for Gonzalez, and that's going to be strike number 3. So that's going to get Gonzalez back to the dugout, and the Gladiators will be up next to bat here after this commercial break here with Real Sports Live. We'll be heading to the top of the 5th. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And he throws it down.
Now back here with Real Sports Live. Cardinals up 3-0. Top of the 5th. Gladiators batting right now. It's going to be number 11. Rog Siller. And Siller's going to hit that straight, splitting center and right, rounding first. Getting to second, round second, now heading to third base. And that's where he's going to be. So a runner on third base after a nice hit. It's going to be number 7 up next to bat, Gilberto Mireles, batting now for the Cardinals. That's going to be ball number 1. For Mireles. Hitting out straight into the sky. First baseman said he got it, and he does not. As Mireles heads the first, and that's where he's going to be able to be. So now a runner on first and a runner on third for the Gladiators. Still no outs. And now number 2, Davian Clark, is going to be heading to the plate to bat. Clark hitting that straight to center field, and that's going to be an RBI for Clark, bringing in Hernandez. So Gladiators get on the board now here in the top of the 5th, and now there's a runner on first and a runner on second. Still no outs for the Gladiators. Now batting next is going to be number 6, Axel Ibarra, as the lineup resets for Roma. Ibarra bunting it, getting 1 out, but advancing the runners to second and third. So Ibarra just gave himself up with a first out. Now batting is going to be number 13, JJ Trevino, and on deck is going to be number 3, Alejandro Cantu for the Gladiators. We're going to get ball number 1 as the wind picks up once again. Ball just a bit high. Ball number 2 now, a 2-0 count for Trevino, still at the plate. And a runner on second and third. And that's going to hit Trevino right on the back where his numbers are. So it's going to be full bases, loaded bases for Alejandro Cantu as he takes the plate. Just 1 out. We're going to have a courtesy runner for Trevino. Number 4, Elian Guerra, is going to take first. Still loaded bases, 3-1 for Cantu at the plate for the Gladiators. And he's going to send that one straight up into the air for the right fieldman, and that's going to be out. Another out, and he's going to score a runner. So Gladiators now have 2 points on the board, 2 outs, and a runner on first and second. We'll see what number 24, Gabriel Garcia, can do here on this next at bat, with the runner on second and 2 outs to work with. First pitch is going to be a strike, 0-1 count early. And that's going to be a foul ball. So an 0-2 count now for Garcia at the plate. As Burden tries to get out number 3 here, that's going to fall for ball 1. Just a tad bit short. So now 1-2 count. Burden trying to seal the deal. get the third strike and the third out, and give his Cardinals another chance at the plate. As Garcia sends that, that's going to be foul ball number 2. Just a few feet off of the mark to stay between the lines. The count's going to stay the same with a 1-2. Runner on first and second, 2 outs. As Garcia sends that straight towards center field where no one's at, it's going to round a runner from third to home plate, scoring 1. So an RBI right there for Garcia. Nice play. And now there's a runner on first and a runner on third for Roma. And we have a tie ball game as Roma was able to tie that one, courtesy of Gabriel Garcia. Now at the plate next is going to be number 9, Ricky Ruiz. Falling low for ball number 1. A 1-0 count now for Ruiz. On deck is going to be number 10, Randy Marroquin, to bat for the Gladiators. As Ruiz is going to hit that one, bringing in another runner for the Gladiators. So another RBI right there for Ruiz. He's going to ask for a courtesy runner. We'll see if he gets it, and yes, he will. So now 4-3, Gladiators up. A runner on first and a runner on second. And that's going to be number 12. Andres Trevino coming in at first place in place of Ruiz. Now Marroquin at the plate. A swing and a miss for strike number 1. We're going to get strike number 2. So Marroquin down 0-2. With an 0-2 count early, a run on first and second, and 2 outs. Hopefully it's not the third strike and the third out. And we're going to get ball number 1, Marroquin, another shot at Burden with a 1-2 count. Marroquin sending that straight towards center field, and that's going to be caught for the third out. So that's going to send us to the bottom of the 5th. Gladiators able to make a comeback and go up 1 over the Harlingen Cardinals. We'll be right back here. Real Sports Live. Brandon Guzman on the call.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Here at Arkham Comics, we specialize in vintage comics, figurines, collectible cards, posters, DC, Marvel, Image, Top Cow, Dark Horse, and anything that really caters to comics.
America.
Now batting is going to be the Harlingen Cardinals, number 7, Ruben Garcia. And that's going to be the first hit. It's going to be strike number 1. Garcia, hopeful it wasn't an out as that exits the ballpark. On deck is going to be number 17, Thomas Lissy. So an 0-1 count right now for Garcia. Falling short for ball number 1, so a 1-1 count now here at the bottom of the 5th. And we're going to get ball number 2 off of that last pitch, a 2-1 count now for Garcia. Trevino still pitching for the Gladiators. And we're gonna get strike number 2, a 2-2 even count now. And that's going to be strike number 3. Trevino's going to get a strikeout right here. Ruben Garcia heading back to the plate as heading back to the dugout as Thomas Lissy heads to the plate. And on deck, it's going to be number 15, Jacob Marroquin for the Cardinals. Going to be in a 1-1 count here for Thomas Lissy at the plate with 1 out. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here's what Lissy is going to be working with. As he's able to hit that, bounce it off, straight going to the shortstop, and the umpire is going to call him out. So it's going to be out number 2 for the Cardinals. And I'll head into the plate. Is going to be number 15, Jacob Marroquin. On deck will be number 19, Angel Ortiz. So no runners on from Marroquin, working with 2 outs. First pitch, first ball. Marroquin's going to sell that straight to center field, and that's going to be caught by the center fieldman of the Gladiators. So out number 3, and we're going to be headed now to the top of the 6th. That was a quick inning for the Cardinals. Brandon Guzman here with Real Sports Live. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
Have many soldiers, from the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen. Visit RGV Hometown Pharmacy and Natalie's Gifts and more. We are dedicated to providing outstanding customer service and patient care. See us today to experience the RGV Hometown Pharmacy difference. Let our family take care of yours. Call 956-496-2093.
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And he throws it.
Back here with the top of the sixth, now batting is going to be number 11, Rick Hernandez for the Roma Gladiators. New pitcher in for Harlingen is going to be number 5. That's the same pitcher. It's going to be Evan Burden still pitching for the Cardinals. I said Hernandez is going to foul that one out of the park for strike number 1. So now strike number 2, excuse me. So 0-2 count. For Hernandez, still at the plate. Now 1-2 count right there after that ball for Hernandez. As Burden's looking for the third strike here to get his another strikeout. Rick's gonna say no to that. Send that one straight, splitting left and center, and make his way to first base. So now the Gladiators have a runner on first. Still no outs, and now headed to the plate for Roma is going to be number 8, number 8, Julio de la Garza. De la Garza fouling that one off, starting off in bunting position. So an 0-1 count, a runner on first. Still no outs for the Gladiators. De la Garza softly touching that one just over the head of the shortstop as he advances to first, and the run from first advances to second. So now a runner on first and second for Davian Clark, now at the plate for the Gladiators. In the top of the sixth, Roma up 4-3, hoping to extend the lead in this inning. As Clark is able to get to first, so now base is loaded. Runner on first, second, and third. Still no outs as the lineup resets and Alex Ibarra heads to the plate to bat for his Roma Gladiators, hoping to bring in some more runners, hoping to bring them home. On deck is going to be number 13, JJ Trevino. But first is going to be Ibarra with ball number 1, a 1-0 count to start it off. We're going to get ball number 2. Able to keep calm and keep his composure, not swinging at that last pitch as he thought about it. And that's going to be foul ball number 1, so now a 1-2 count for Ibarra. Ibarra swinging that straight to center field, landing short. It's going to score 1, and still bases loaded. So Gladiators extending their lead now by 2, and an RBI for Ibarra, another one on his name. That's going to be ball number 1. For Trevino. Falling in the dirt for ball number 2, a 2-0 count now. On deck is going to be number 3, Alejandro Cantu. For the Gladiators right now, Trevino walking his way to first, and that's going to score another runner for the Gladiators. So now reset count, still no outs. Gladiators up 6-3. Started their comeback in the last inning. Now a courtesy runner for Trevino is going to be number 4, Elian Guerra. Alejandro Cantu at the plate for the Gladiators. And that's going to be way off of the mark for ball number 1. Ball number 2. So now a 2-0 count. Bases loaded, no outs. And the Gladiators up by 3. We'll see if Alejandro Cantu can do something and extend that lead. So he's going to hit that straight to the shortstop. Going to miss. And rounding third as we're going to have another runner trying to get to home plate. And he will. So 2 more runs now for the Gladiators. It's going to be 8-3 the score here at the top of the 6th. So now only a runner on first and a runner on second. No more bases loaded for the Gladiators up until this point. Reset count, and Gabriel Garcia is going to be at the plate now. As that falls into the dirt for ball number 1. Still no outs for the Gladiators. A swing and a miss for strike number 1. A 1-1 count now. A swing and a miss for strike number 2. So now a 1-2 count for Gabriel Garcia. And that's going to be a foul ball. Barely rolling out of the line. On deck is going to be number 9, Ricky Ruiz. So Garcia walking back to the plate with a 1-2 count, a runner on first and second. And he's going to swing that straight to center field, and that's going to be out number 1. So Garcia heading back to the dugout, and Ruiz heading to the plate. The runner on first and second, and 1 out. And the umpire's going to call that safe, almost getting the runner at first out. So it's going to be ball number 1. For Ruiz. A swing and a miss is going to make it strike number 1. So now a 1-1 count for Ricky Ruiz at the plate for the Roma Gladiators. Now strike number 2, so a 1-2 count with 1 out for the Ruiz. As Ruiz is going to send that straight and back to the first baseman. That's going to be out number 2. So Ruiz heading back to the dugout, and Randy Marroquin heading to the plate now. Clean count, but with 2 outs and a runner on second and third. We'll see if Marroquin can bring in one of the 2 runners at least. Get some more points on the board for his Gladiators. ball one for Marroquin. Marroquin's going to send that straight towards center field, flying high. Everyone running after it. And that's going to be out number 3. So that's going to do it for the top of the 6th. As the Gladiators were able to score 4 more runs there on their side of the inning. So now the Cardinals are going to be up next, hopeful to make a comeback. And we'll be right back here with Real Sports Live. I'm Brandon Guzman at Showdown Pioneer High School.
See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC.
Back here, bottom of the 6th, now batting for the Cardinals is going to be AJ Silvestro for strike number 1 as he starts off with an 0-1 count. On deck is going to be number 19, Randy Angel Ortiz. So Silvestro able to get one off, racing his way to first, and he's going to be safe. So a runner on first, and now Ortiz heading to the plate. On deck is going to be number 9, Ethan Cepeda for the Cardinals. It's going to be strike number 1. Still pitching for the Gladiators is JJ Trevino. A swing and a miss for Ortiz is going to be strike number 2. Now stuck in an 0-2 count. With the runner on first, down by 5. As Trevino tries to focus his attention to the runner at first, unsuccessful getting him out. He'll come back to Ortiz, who's at the plate. It's going to be ball number 1, so now a 1-2 count for Ortiz. As the coach for Roma is going to race onto the field to have a talk with his pitcher and catcher. Gives Ortiz an opportunity to regroup and refocus. Stuck in a 1-2 count. So 1 ball and 2 strikes is what the umpire is gonna tell us. Still in a 1-2 count for Ortiz, trying to swing at it. Just enough time to second guess himself, and he was correct. Now a 2-2 count. And falling into the dirt, and a runner's gonna steal first. He's gonna steal second. And Ortiz is it's gonna be a 3-2 count. Many of the Harlingen fans saying it hit him on the foot. Umpire says no, sir. So Ortiz is gonna head back to the plate to face Trevino once again with a 3-2 count. And now Ortiz will be heading to first base with ball number 4. So a runner on first and second. Still no outs. And now up next to bat is going to be Ethan Cepeda. On deck is going to be Hunter Rodriguez for the Cardinals. With a clean count. No outs. Gonna go straight into the catcher's glove for ball number 1. Excuse me, for strike number 1. So an 0-1 count early for Cepeda. Cepeda hitting that straight into the air, and it's going to be missed. So now a runner on first, second, and third for the Cardinals as Hunter Rodriguez heads to the plate. Still no outs, as that would have been the first out for the Cardinals, but it was not. So bases loaded, and an opportunity here to be within 1 at the bottom of the 6th for the Cardinals. So we're going to have a pinch runner for Ortiz coming in. It's going to be number 6, Desma for Harlingen, now at second base. On deck is going to be Ricky Montelongo. It's going to be strike number 1 for Rodriguez. A swing and a miss for strike number 2. Now Rodriguez stuck in a hole with an 0-2 count, bases loaded. No balls and 2 strikes as his coach calls him over to give him a little piece and word of advice. Well, then where he needs to hit or what ball to look for. Rodriguez in the bunting position as he takes the bat back. So now a 1-2 count as he faked the bunt. We'll see if he does that again. that's going to fall in the dirt once again. So now a 2-2 count. And that's going to be strike number 3. And Rodriguez is going to be heading back to the dugout as Ricky Montelongo now heads to the plate. I believe we're going to have a pitcher change and a timeout. And it will be, that's going to be number 4 for the Gladiators coming on to the mound, Elian Guerra. So we'll be right back after he gets his warm-up pitches in with Real Sports Live here at the South Texas Showdown Tournament.
For one of these friends.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And he throws it down. Oh! See you later, touchdown.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas Sky cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
And we are back here with Real Sports Live as we have a new pitcher in for the Roma Gladiators, number 4, Elian Guerra, headed to the mound, facing off against Ricky Montelongo. His first at-bat up against Guerra. So a clean count. Bases loaded, only one out to work with. We'll see if Montelongo could capitalize. On deck for the Cardinals is going to be number 8, Gabriel Gonzalez. And that's going to be strike number 1 as Montelongo had to step back. Montelongo going to hit that straight towards center field. Falling into the glove is going to be out number 2. And out number 3. So that's going to do it for that inning at the bottom of the 6th. Now we'll be heading to the top of the 7th, I believe. So stay tuned here, Real Sports Live. We got you covered. South Texas Showdown Tournament between the Roma Gladiators and the Harlingen Cardinals.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
And that's actually going to be the game. So the Roma Gladiators coming out victorious over the Harlingen Cardinals in an 8-3 win in 6 innings. A 2-hour limit that they have for the tournament came to an end as we strike 1 p.m. here in Mission, Texas. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned as we're going to have you covered here for Roma versus Sherryland Pioneer at 5:30. I'm Brandon Guzman here with